There's an ongoing smear campaign on Twitter that has led to all of right-wing Twitter targeting Hasan. This is something that I have noticed as well. I think Elon, this is the reason why I said I think Elon Musk wants me to be killed. Yeah, there is some very strange machinations on Twitter. In the past 2 days, a clip compilation of Hasan calling for violence and air quotes is beginning posted by right-wing accounts and has gone ultra-viral, millions upon millions of views. It was seemingly created by Tectone. It wasn't. It was created by a sex pest in the orbiter. I don't think Tectone even knows how to use editing software. Anyway, Dicktone posted it, who hinted at this. See first image, and it blew up and reposted by Right Angle News Network. Since then, Grums, Dan Saltman, Tectone and the Quartering, Drew Pavlo, and other right-wingers have been spamming it. Some even saying that Hasan said these things after Charlie died. Elon Musk has replied several times. The compilation is a joke. The first one is him 3 years ago talking about Democrats needing to be better at debate rhetoric. He's being hyperbolic and is not meant to be taken literally. I know, but they clipped it in a way where it seems like I'm saying like the Democrats need to start killing people or something. The second is him reciting what some angry conservatives said in a voicemail to a Republican politician that made him resign. Hasan was highlighting the anger people feel with their representatives. There's also a clip of Hasan talking about the ACP and Fuentes, calling again, not for a call for violence, but they're banking on people not knowing what the ACP is and doing what they always do, taking his jokes sincerely. Regardless, this tricked most of the right-wing Twitter, who are all calling for him to either be banned, arrested, deported, or killed. These right-winger influencers either don't understand or do that when Twitch doesn't ban Hasan for these out-of-context clips, it might convince very angry people that violence is the only solution. They're putting a massive target on Hasan's back. There's one tweet, the very last one from Tectone, where he completely fabricates quotes from Hasan. He's as good as putting a hit on him with the one about Kirk. Yeah, so as you can tell, it's like me with long hair talking about the Democrats and their inability to address Herschel Walker with like aggressive tone. Yeah, there's a longer clip, obviously, that Elon Musk replied to. And Elon Musk has been highlighting these like nonstop for the record. Twitch is complicit in the murder of Charlie Kirk. Here's their CEO's favorite content creator. He admits he uses coded language for assassinations, all this stuff. Hasan's compilation of call to violence is damning and horrific. He definitely created an atmosphere where political violence was lauded and Twitch encouraged it. Slice him up. You need to gut him. New Jersey-based Muslim American Hasan Piker told his 9+ million followers to murder conservatives everywhere. It's just like, it's just insane. But the last version of this was also Elon Musk basically adding Jeff Bezos and demanding that Jeff Bezos ban me from the platform or some shit. Breaking. Numerous clips of Hasan Piker calling on his viewers to kill right-wingers are going viral. None of this is true. Okay? Incitement to murder, he says. And also, if that was true, I would go to jail, which is, of course, who knows? I mean, maybe the Trump administration will get their hands on this and go, well, this clip out of context is enough for us to take action. Who knows? Yeah, he's got to be banned at Twitch. Come on. Elon Musk says yes. And the Piker calls for violence on Nick Fuentes. And that was me literally saying Nick Fuentes should debate the ACP guys. Like, that's it. That's all I said in that clip that they're talking about. I was like, I don't want to deal with Nick Fuentes. Let the ACP guys deal with them. Let them fight it out. Like, in terms of debating. Which is really funny because these guys are also simultaneously saying that, you know, Charlie Kirk was a beacon of free speech. Well, guess what? I was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk. So clearly that's, you know, not something that I'm against at all. Hasan Piker called for Jackson Hinkle's group, American Communist Party, to go out and kill right-wingers one day before Charlie Kirk was killed. Again, Drew Pavlov. Interesting. I thought that guy was a liberal. Hasan, we need to kill all landlords with the roads soaking their capital's blood. If you want to fix America, you should kill Rick Scott. Charlie Kirk, guys, you know someone's got to do it. Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. Hasan, wow, this is horrible. And can't believe this happened, guys. I don't condone this. Pretends to cry to seek human. To seem human. Go f yourself, you terrorist-loving piece of shit, he says. None of this is real. He's a desperate charlatan. It is what it is. You know, these things, no matter what happens, all I can do in this situation is like, you know, show you what the actual clips are, what the actual context is. And if you see it in the wild, you can like correct people if you want. Could you sue for slander? No, dude, it doesn't work that way. Please stop. Yeah. Elon Musk has now on 4 different occasions demanded or reposted like Dan Stalkman, and is now is adding Jeff Bezos to try to get me banned. Not good. What that chatter was referring to earlier, I think it's purely sociopathic personally. I think it demonstrates almost no empathy except just like immediate shock. To me, this speaks volumes to how many people worship this guy and he can't really like react properly to someone dying. Wait, what? What is this? It's 100% false to say the left wanted him dead. However, there's an enormous faction for whom the distinction is meaningless who is celebrating this openly. Wait, what? People pointed out correctly Hasan had a sociopathic reaction. And then he posts this, and this was a sociopathic reaction. That's what this guy thinks is a sociopathic reaction. I think this is purely sociopathic personally. I think it demonstrates almost no empathy except just immediate shock. To me, this speaks volumes of how people worship this guy. Are you kidding me? He reacts with shock and horror and is very clearly upset by it. I had the exact same reaction when I saw the video. I hated Charlie Kirk and it crushed me. Like, this guy looked at this video of me losing my mind and was like, what a sociopath this guy is. Clearly he enjoyed it. Insane. That guy's a nobody. I mean, he's an example of like the way people have like lost their minds on this issue. But in any case, I do find the strange irony here, because like that dude, this is not like some low motion shit. Like Elon Musk highlighting this. This has got 91,000 likes, bro. It's got millions, 6.2 million views. It's the classic. My ideological enemies are incapable of engaging in metaphor. That's just never the case. They are unable to engage in metaphor. They will never be able to engage in metaphor. He must mean everything literally, right? That's what they do all the time. And that's precisely what's going on here as well. Like I'm very clearly talking about, in most of those clips that they clipped that are like, 10 seconds long usually, I'm either talking about a metaphor in which like what Democrats need to get more aggressive in debates, or talking about how, Nick Fuentes, I'm not going to debate him, but, let ACP deal with him. Like, let ACP, the American Communist Party, debate him. Or talking about how, like, there is so much discontent that people are unafraid to say their government name when they're, like, directly issuing a death threat to sitting congresspersons, right? And they just turn around and say, this is, this is very obviously like a direct call to violence. And it's funny because it's like from half of the clips are from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. One of them is like from 7 years ago. The richest man in the world, the owner of one of the most influential social media platforms on earth, the possessor of all sorts of US and NASDAQ clearances, just sits on here tweeting incendiary nonsense and amplifying far-right conspiracy accounts. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Multiple trans people in the area posted on September 9th that something big will be happening to Charlie Kirk tomorrow. Terrorist cell. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Talk about the kill Rick Scott stuff. I have a video on my YouTube page if you want to go find it. That was yet another instance where Republicans were manufacturing outrage and misconstruing my words. I mean, like I said, all of those things I've addressed a million times over. You should make a YouTube video of you just addressing and shattering all this fabricated nonsense. Should I? What do you say when I tell you that those videos exist already? I have an entire channel dedicated to where they get those clips from. Do you think it matters to these people? Do you think they care about the truth? No, of course not. You can only convince someone who is actually invested in the truth. If they're not invested in the truth, and this is not something that they're interested in at all, they're just like angry and they're looking for a target that they find to be appropriate, you're never going to be able to, like, you might be able to convince your parents who are just like, oh, I heard this guy that you're watching has said a bunch of violent stuff. You can have a conversation with them and be like, that's not the case. Here's why it's out of context. He's speaking metaphorically, blah, blah, blah. But like, to the average onlooker online who has already established their worldview, who are just literally not reasoning, who are not listening to reason whatsoever, they're angry. They're looking for a valid target. I happen to be the most visible target that they can launch their endless anger towards. Like the dude that Elon Musk retweeted, Dan Stalkman, has openly admitted that the truth doesn't matter as long as people are shitting on me. Like, he has said it before. He does not care. He thinks it's totally appropriate because I'm the singular most evil figure in American politics. The Rick Scott video was clear and concise format that lends well to debunking, though. Yeah. They have a pretty sophisticated network of harassment that even journalists have written about at this point. Like, Bloomberg wrote an article about it. The difference is, of course, like, there's only one country's troll operations and troll farms that will take it to that level, and that country is Israel. And I think we all know I am an op to the state of Israel. So they will use their sophisticated influence peddling operation to elevate Gamergate style harassment campaigns and like try to legitimize them, because there's a network of newspapers that will always cover that shit too. New York Post, Jewish Insider, Sometimes Fox News will do it as well. But yeah, if you're coming in here to be like, oh, well, you should do a debunking. It's like, we've had these issues many, many times over, you know? It's not new. Grok got censored for telling the truth. That's not surprising. Elon uses both Twitter and also Grok as his like personal propaganda faucet in ways that like other billionaires at least don't attempt to do so publicly, right? Where it's so transparent, it's so flagrant the way he does this. Like it's annoying because like with other billionaires, like at least they have the decency to purchase like the Washington Post. At least they have the decency to purchase the Washington Post, and then like whenever they add in editorial control, they're not so aggressive about said editorial controls, right? Where like they won't be like so overt with their control over it. Elon will literally be like, I want Grok to be more racist. I want Grok to be more white supremacist. I'm going to do that now. Like he basically will openly say like, no, this is my platform. I bought it for propaganda. And if you don't like it, you can f off. Like I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it in whichever way I want to. I'm going to turn up the Nazi dial. I'm having a bad day today. I want more Nazis to be pumping on the timeline. And then he'll just go, he'll tweak it. And then that's all you see. It is so alarming that we are at the mercy of perhaps one of the most thin-skinned billionaires on the planet.